G'day everybody, Nick here. Just going to give you a quick rundown on today's Charters TSL. Look, we had a small yarding of cattle there today, about 1,327 head all up, but consisting of mainly fat cattle with the stores that were there were pretty good cattle actually, heavy bone Brahman steers and heifers throughout the yard. So overall, really good day in the yards today. Look, the bullock job, we've probably seen that bullock job maybe 10 to 20 cents better throughout the whole weight line of the bullocks. Look, they still only topped the 340 cents, but there seemed to be a bit of urgency on those bullocks anywhere from 500 all the way up to 650 kilos. Not saying there was many there, but what was there would have made 330 to 340 all day. That was in the weight. Look, come back under them 500 kilo off the spec steers. They're still making 310 and 20. Look, they could have made 90 or 80 the previous week, so we saw that bullock job good. Heifer job, not many good prime heifers, but what was there? $3.30. So probably 10 better than last week again, I'd say, but they were pretty good number. Number 3 heifers, plenty of weight, 500 kilos. Look, cows again, we had an exceptional yarding of cows that were there. There was only about 400 cows all up, but every beast in that yard was fat. And there was a bit of urgency on all those fat cows. Now, the best of the fat cows topped out at 326 cents. So we've probably seen a bit of an increase on this cow job throughout the lighter cows through to the heavy cows. So look, I think that the average of a cow between 500 to 600 kilos, you would have been anywhere from $3 all the way up to $3.20, but you would have said around $3.10 on those better cows. Come back under your 500 kilo cows, you would have been looking anywhere from $2.80 to $3, but a lot of cows making $2.90. Step back under your 450 kilo cows, $2.70. Now that seemed to be the money, $2.70, $2.75. Now that could have been even 15 to 20 better on the previous week. So great result on the cows. Bull jobs $3.20, been unchanged all year pretty much. There was a lot of bulls there, you know, $3 to $3.20. It's been pretty consistent. But we'll back into the stores. Look, very minimal steers there, but like I said, the steers were good steers. The steers went anywhere from 200 to 400 kilos. Pretty much Brahman, good weight for age steers. You could have made a bullock out of most of the steers that were in the yard there today, and they sold up until 394 cents. But a lot of those steers are still making anywhere from 370 to 380 on the mark there. So look, if they were a heavier steer, you're probably more back to your 350 to 360, 65. So yeah, plenty of competition on those steers. Heifer job, we could have seen that job lift maybe 20 or 30 cents this week on what we have seen over the previous weeks. But in saying the quality was there, and they were still making up to 334 cents. But your main run of heifers could have been anywhere from 280 to 290 was the main run, which they would have been making 70 the week before. So all the way through that heifer job, 70 to $3 was the money. So good result all around. Not many cows and calves, had 2 cows and calves, I think, and they topped out at $1,300. So which is a good result. Look, another sale next week. We do have a sale in Malanda this week. So if you got on this weekend, so if you got some cattle, bring the boys up there and book them in, and we'll see you next week. Thank you.